Hi everyone, I'm Jodi. Welcome to my channel, everything that you need to know for women over 50. And today's video is going to be helpful, especially as we are up to here with gift giving, gift ideas, holiday gifts, Hanukkah gifts, Christmas gifts, Kwanzaa gifts. They're everywhere. So I'm going to help you out today and share with you some items that you can scratch off your gift list. And that's because these products, all bought by me and paid for by me, did not work on my more mature skin. Now I have 53-year-old skin and I have combination skin. I'm oily in the T-zone and then dry everywhere else. Now, just because these products did not work for me doesn't mean that they won't work for you or maybe even the person that's on your shopping list. So if you have any of these gifts on your shopping list, please do not make me cause you to rethink what to give, but just keep in mind the type of skin that the person has that you're giving it to, and if it's oily or combination, then maybe it will work, maybe it won't. I'm going to share with you the reasons why these didn't work for me, just to give you more context to see if they'll work for you or somebody maybe on your shopping list. Now, I also have to say that these products, while they didn't work for me, the brands themselves are brands that I love, and I have many products let me make sure I'm not fibbing. I have multiple products from each of these brands that work really well for me and that I've highlighted throughout this year. Some of them were winners on Friday Face Off. But these products specifically, it's a pass. It's a hard no for me. And I'll let you know what those are in just a second. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, the like button at the end of the video if you like it, of course, and leave me any comments that you have on this video or any other videos. And with that, let's just roll up our sleeves and get into products that you don't need to add to your holiday shopping list this year. All right, so let's start off with a product that I shared with you guys at the beginning of 2023, and that's this Miracle Balm by Jones Road. Now, this was touted as, and is still a highly coveted product for many women. I find it, first of all, when you get it, you have to push through this harder shell that's on the outside to get to the creamy center. It's almost like a ding dong or a ho-ho or something. But you have to push in it to get to past this hard shell. Then it is a waxy consistency that is meant to be a blush. Now, where this would work well is if you have really dry skin and you don't wear any other foundation. If you wear just a balm for just a little bit of color, whether it's on your cheeks or on your lips and nothing else, then this might work for you. Where I ran into a problem with it is it has a bit of a scent, a waxy scent that was hard to get past, but you could get past it. The other thing that the consistency does take some time to get used to, and I guess it's kind of like going from a gas vehicle to an electric. You just got to keep doing it until you can get comfortable with it. But that wasn't even the biggest problem for me. The biggest problem for me was I couldn't put a foundation over it to undersculpt, and I couldn't put a foundation under it and put this on top. It just, in order to rub it in or blend it out, I was moving every product underneath this product to get this smooth enough to look like I wasn't trying to look like a clown. So again, it is a new type of a product. It's a new type of a formula. It's getting people to think differently. And it wasn't, the amount of work that it took to make this look good was just not in my time frame of getting ready in the morning. So this one is a hard pass for me. Now the foundation I absolutely love. It's a really light foundation. It works very nicely on dry skin, blends well, and just gives your skin a natural glow to the skin, a little bit of consistency. It's not a full coverage by any stretch. It's more of a tinted moisturizer. That I love. This Miracle Balm, it was not a miracle. There was no miracles happening with this. Next, we're gonna go to Essence. Essence has some very nice products. Their mascara, the Lash Princess mascara by Essence, is nice. I like a lot of the powder blushes by Essence. Essence has some nice products. This contouring duo palette, I like the idea. Nice powder highlight and a powder contour. My experience with this powder duo set was how drying the powder was, and it looked dry within minutes of applying it. When you first apply these both, they look beautiful, but with just a little bit of time passing, and I mean like 15 to 20 minutes, it started to look really cakey, as if it was absorbing the foundation that I applied underneath it, and it just looked really like I was in one of those emojis where you're trying to age your skin. I know, terrible review, but I just found these powders to be really drying. And while they weren't super expensive, it was just disappointing to apply this and find out that it just did not work. And again, I've tried this on my oily parts of skin and the dry parts with no luck in any of it. Now this next product, there's two from this line, and I used to be a huge Kat Von D makeup fan. Then the company was sold and they changed the name to KVD. This foundation, which is the Good Apple Full Coverage Serum Foundation. This might look good on your skin if you're 12 and have flawless skin, not a wrinkle to be seen, not any type of a crack. This foundation looked terrible from the beginning. This makes your skin look really, really old. This found wrinkles that I didn't even know I had, quite frankly. I got it in a lighter color. The consistency is very thick, which I should have known, right? Like anytime you have that thick of a consistency of a foundation on more mature skin, it's just gonna wear and it's gonna sit on top of the skin and eventually settle into pores, fine lines, wrinkles, and I think just make some up on their own. Then I picked up the darker foundation. This is also Good Apple, and I picked it up in a really dark color so that I could use it as a cream contour and undersculpt with it. And it had the same result as this. And the cream foundation was really no different. It's very thick, but again, I thought for a concealer, the color was pretty, it wasn't too warm. I thought, oh, I can just blend that out and then undersculpt with it. No, it blended out so patchy that it really grabbed onto areas of my skin that were more dry. And I do exfoliate my skin twice a week, so that shouldn't have been something that happens. I don't have that experience with the NARS cream concealer, so I am still searching for products by the new KVD that last, that are not super drying, and that are mature skin friendly. So far, I have not found the new KVD line to be mature skin friendly. Their liquid lipstick, you guys probably remember I tried that earlier in the year in a Friday Face Off. That was so drying. So of everything today, that's a brand that I'm really struggling to find a mature friendly product. It doesn't mean that there isn't one. And if you have one that you love by KVD, please leave it for me down in the comment section below. I would love to keep trying their products until I found one that is flattering or at least doesn't make me look worse. I'm okay if it doesn't make me really look better, but I really don't want to look older. Sticking with foundation, I have talked about this before, and there are many products from Charlotte Tilbury that I absolutely love. I love her cream contour. I love a lot of her lipstick and lip liner combinations. Iconic for sure. Well, that's a play on words because one of the colors is Iconic Nude. Love it. But the foundation I don't find to be mature skin friendly for the very same reasons as the KVD. It is a thicker formula. It just settles into fine lines and wrinkles. Now, what I will say about the Charlotte Tilbury foundation is if you have a photo shoot, if you've got holiday photos that you want to take, or family photos, or somebody in your family is getting married and you want your makeup and your skin to look really pretty for the photos, then this is a really good foundation for that. It is a full coverage. It can look full coverage if you're really close up, but again, for photo shoots or videos, this is a beautiful foundation. It just doesn't look that great in person on more mature skin. It settles into fine lines and wrinkles, at least it did on me. No matter if I used a primer, no primer, setting powder, no setting powder. I've tried it every way to Sunday. This is the number 4. I've tried the number 5, which is a little bit darker. I even thought this might be a good concealer, but again, it's just so pigmented and super thick. So this is just a no-go for me. I do hang on to it because if I'm gonna be in just a photo shoot that day, then this is a good foundation for that. Another foundation that is, it's interesting because this is a Tom Ford foundation. Now, Tom Ford is a price point that should look good on anyone, but I don't find this stick foundation to be mature skin friendly at all. In fact, I thought this would be a good concealer because it is a little bit more medium to full coverage. It's a thicker foundation. It dries down to be a satin finish. So, you know, all the things that we would want in a foundation in a stick. So first off, I tried it as a stick foundation and it's a cream. So I thought, well, maybe on more dry skin, it might look really pretty. But it's not, it doesn't. It slides. I found it to be pretty slippery, and that's with a primer and without a primer. I've tried it both ways. So again, then I went to try it as a concealer thinking, well, maybe it would work really good underneath the eyes because it is a little thicker, but same thing, it slips. I don't know what kind of oil is in it or what makes it so slippery, but if you have a hot flash, this is gonna be, it's gonna be around your neck. It's gonna go on your shirt. I'm just kidding. It's not that liquidy, but it definitely has that sliding. Now, if you've got oily skin, this is absolutely not a foundation you would wanna try as a foundation or as a concealer. In fact, I say if you have more mature skin, this is probably not a foundation that you wanna pick up for foundation or even concealer. Talking about concealer, concealers have come a long way in 2023. I think that new Gucci concealer is good. Natasha Denona's new concealer is good. House Labs by Lady Gaga is good. All three of those concealers, Clé de Peau is an excellent concealer for more mature skin. All of those concealers are mature skin friendly based on my usage experience. Concealers that are not mature skin friendly, however, this Too Faced multiple use sculpting concealer, it's a concealer, it's a contour, it's a highlight, and it's a retouch, and it's garbage. Oops, did I say that out loud? It's not garbage. It's just not meant for those of us that have any imperfections in our skin, aka fine lines, wrinkles, pores that we don't want to show. It does have good pigmentation. You can see it covers. It's got a doe foot applicator. It's a thicker consistency. So again, if you have very smooth skin, this might be a good concealer for you, but it's so thick that if your skin is dry, it's really gonna absorb into your skin. Even if you use a primer or any type of an under eye serum, it's gonna be harder and harder to work with. You can't let this dry down at all. You've really gotta blend it quickly before it starts to dry down. But then what I found is it doesn't ever really stop drying down. It just gets drier and drier and drier as the day goes on. So not a fan of this one. It is not mature skin friendly. Two more in the concealer category, this creaseless concealer by Tarte and the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I know many people love both of these, and I used to love this one because of how thick it is and how creamy it can be. But what I found was it really accentuates the fine lines and wrinkles. It's so pigmented that it does cover up the under eye area when there's more purple discoloration under the eyes. But again, it really, because of how thick it is, it settles into fine lines and wrinkles. And I couldn't figure out, for the longest time, I thought it was maybe my setting powder because I would go outside and see lines and wrinkles underneath my eyes that I really didn't notice before. And there were days when I would wash my makeup off and think, gosh, my under eye area doesn't look that bad. Why today did my makeup make it look worse? And through process of elimination, I came back to the same thing. It's this concealer. It's so thick. So this is just, again, it's not mature skin friendly in my opinion, and neither is the Tarte Shape Tape. There's just better concealers on the market now. Concealers for mature skin have taken a huge step forward in 2023 with those concealers that I mentioned earlier. I have fine lines and wrinkles under my eyes, and I'm okay with concealers not covering those. I'm not looking for my concealer to be a magician, although if we could create that with some AI, that would be awesome. But I'm realistic. I just don't want to look worse after applying concealer. And I just don't think we have to settle for concealers like this anymore. Some cosmetic companies have made concealers this year that cater to our more delicate, wrinkly, sometimes puffy, sometimes discolored, sometimes saggy under eye area. And I am grateful to those companies. House Labs, Natasha Denona, Gucci, Clé de Peau, as I mentioned earlier, all really good concealers for those of us with less than baby under eye area. One more in the foundation category. I tried a lot of foundations this year, and there are some good foundations. I think the House Labs by Lady Gaga Triclone is a good foundation. YSL is a good foundation. The All Hours, I just struggle with finding the right color that's not too warm for me. The Dior Skin Forever Matte is a beautiful foundation. The Forever Skin Glow Dior that is the satin finish is not my favorite for mature skin. It is thick. It's not as thick as the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, and I find that this really does settle into fine lines and wrinkles, and I don't get good enough coverage to warrant that type of settling. You know what I mean? If there's one that settles a little bit, but I have a flawless foundation look, then I can work around it. I can add a little bit more primer, I can add a little bit more setting powder, a little setting spray, But this one I just found really, not only does it settle into fine lines and wrinkles, I don't get the coverage that I'm looking for. So while it is a medium to full buildable coverage with a satin finish, again, all the things I look for in a foundation, I just found that it didn't really cover nearly good enough to have the settling that it has. So I think there are better foundations on the market for more mature skin that's wrinkly and sometimes dry, and all the other things that we talk about. All right, in this lineup, you guys, is an eyeshadow palette that I really wanted to work because I like the color selection, and this is the Magnificent Eyes Blush Edition by Rimmel. There are good drugstore eyeshadows on the market. Maybelline's got some good ones. e.l.f. has nice ones. I also like high-end. I love my Tom Ford and I love my Natasha Denona. But I don't really want to spend a fortune on colors that I'm not going to wear that often. That's when I will reach for a less expensive eyeshadow if it's a color story that's just not in my normal wear of a day. So these, I thought, okay, these are nice colors. They're the neutrals that I like to wear. There's some shimmer in them, which is okay. There's also some matte. The fallout on this is not bad. The issue I have with these is it takes a lot of shadow to get the color that I want on my eyelids. By the time I've added enough color or enough pigmentation in the color to get the actual color that I'm looking for to transfer from this desired look to my eye, it's so thick and so powdery that it looks very dry and cakey, and I've had to wipe it all off and start over. And I've tried it multiple times. I've tried it on top of eye primer. I've tried it on top of my MAC paint pods. I've tried it on top of just a little face oil. I've tried putting setting spray on top of my brush before putting it into the eyeshadow and then dabbing it on my eye. I pulled out all the tricks and none of them seem to work. So when it comes to Rimmel, I do like their lip liners, but the eyeshadow is not something that I would suggest is good for more mature eyes. Now this last one might be a little controversial, and there could be some of you that really love this product, and if that's the case, I'm glad. Please let me know how you're wearing it so that if other people are thinking about getting this product, they can apply it the way you've applied it with some success versus the way I applied it with not much success at all. And that is the Merit Cream Blush. I have it in color Beverly Hills. I thought I liked this, and I tried it 2 or 3 times, and the first couple times I wore it, I liked it. And then I was just wondering after I tried it the 3rd and 4th and 5th time, did I like it because it was new? Because I'm not sure what I liked about it. And here's what I mean by that. The color is not real dark, which is great, but it doesn't last long. If you have oily skin, I don't think this would last on your skin much at all, unless you put it with a very light dusting of a setting powder. But what I found was the problem with this is the color looked really pretty when I first put it on, and I would put it over my foundation and I would just slightly press it on, and then I would go back and just dab it to smooth it out, to get rid of any lines and to blend it. And that looked fine when I would first apply it. But as the day wore on, but within a few hours, I couldn't really tell that this was even on anymore. It had worn, and I don't know where it went. I don't know if it evaporated. I don't know if it settled into my foundation. It just disappeared. So if you want a really pretty color for a short amount of time without having to apply powder on it to set it, then maybe this would work for you. If you wear glasses and the frame of your glasses sit on your cheek where you might apply this, I think you would absolutely have to set it with a little bit of powder, or else this is just gonna really slide. So I love the concept behind this brand. I love that it's a clean brand. I do love that they cater their products towards more mature skin. Their cream blushes just were not a win for me. I think Pat McGrath's cream blushes are a better match for more mature skin. Anastasia of Beverly Hills has cream blushes that I found worked better, lasted longer, or easier to blend out. So this just wasn't a winner for me. Well, I hope I didn't offend anyone today, but these are products that just did not work for me. And again, it doesn't mean they won't work for you. I just found that on more mature skin, I mean, we've all got those products where you apply it and you're like, oh my gosh, this just does not look good on my skin. I hope I made your shopping a little bit easier by knowing which products might not be the ones you want to give out, or definitely don't want to add them to your own shopping list this year. But again, these may work great for you, and these are good brands. just not maybe the best product, especially for my more mature skin. Well, that does it for me today, you guys. If you have a certain video that you'd like to see, make sure you leave that for me in the comments down below. The content calendar is filling up for the rest of the year, but I will always try to make room for content, especially if I know it's something that you are interested in seeing. I'll see you guys in just a couple days. Bye.